Man, I've been feeling so irresponsible lately. Um, I'm only 23 years old right now. To a lot of people, this is, a grown adult. Um, but I still feel like a kid for some odd reason. Um, I don't have a lot, right? I really don't. I really don't. I still stay with my parents. I graduated from the Los Angeles Film School, right, for visual effects and editing. I have a car, which right now is in the shop, right, which is one of the reasons why I feel irresponsible, right, because I got in my first car accident. And yeah, I've had to get on a bus for the last like 2, 3 weeks, which kind of threw me off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but it's just been like a lot. Like I started looking at what I was doing and stuff because for the last couple years I've been an entrepreneur. I've been a creative. And my income streams have been kind of random, I'm not gonna lie. Um, Nothing illegal, I've stayed, at least integratively right in that facet. But I remember, like, I think, it's the middle of last year, right? Something started clicking to me. I was like, I kind of don't want to keep doing this whole business thing, hunting for clients and stuff like that. Because, I was doing photography and stuff. I was like, this just isn't feeling right for some reason. My heart is to be a creator. Um, so it made me take a step back from, the money, right? And it made me feel a little unstable because, when you're used to being able to just be like, okay, I'm gonna go do this photo shoot. I'm gonna go do this, whatever the case may be. Gonna go take these pictures, record these videos, whatever the case may be, and all my bills are paid within like a couple of days. You get what I'm saying? To like, okay, I might be broke for a second. You get what I'm saying? While I invest the time into my content, um, I may lose my stuff. While I go head first. Even moments where I gotta like do Uber or something like that. It's one thing when you're doing like Uber Eats or something like that as like an option, when it's like, okay, all my bills are paid. I'm already kind of expecting me to make more money, but I just don't want to like waste time, quote unquote, um, to like, whoa, I don't have my business like hauling ass for me. You feel me? Um, it's very interesting. However, even though this is something I'm learning about like business and like money too, it comes down to your frequency. I know at any given moment the finances could hit my account like an overflow because I've seen it happen before, right? I've seen moments where I've been completely broke to moments where, I had enough to do whatever I wanted, literally in like a phone call almost, right? And that's another thing too. I dropped my phone, right? My phone broke. Um, it's just like so many things have been happening that was out of my control. It feels like, you get what I'm saying? Like adversities that I couldn't necessarily plan for. That it's like, okay, but now I have to get myself out of it. Um, and yeah, I've just felt, because of all of that, I felt very irresponsible. And I remember talking to my grandma um, a couple days ago, and she was like, this is just, a moment. Um, you know the type of mind you have. I know the type of mind you have. You're not going to stay right here for very long. Um, you just have to look at the lesson that God is trying to teach you in the moment, right? And learn it sooner than later so you can move forward. And don't let it hit your self esteem, right? Because when I started looking around, I was like, man, I don't have my car, right? So now getting around Los Angeles with no car is kind of like crazy, and the Ubers be like $50, $60. So that's more expensive than having a car. I'm being honest with you. So I don't feel like I can necessarily move as fluently as I want to, right? So my mobility got hit, and then my phone broke. You feel me? So it's like I can't get phone calls. I can't. I'm literally without a phone right now. Until I order the new one. Right. Everything around me was like breaking and like getting took from me. And the cars in the shop, and then just taking forever to get everything fixed. You get what I'm saying? Like it's like a whole. Like I'm really sat out. You feel me? Can't drive to shoots. Can't drive to video locations. It's really like stumping me. But then as I looked around, I was like, what I do have though is my camera. I have my computer with my editing softwares and stuff like that, and my mind. Like I still have everything that I need to do what I want to do. Like God gave me that leverage. God gave me that possibility where it's like I'm taking away the things from you that you thought you needed, that you thought you had an attachment to, that you thought was, playing a part in your journey. And I'm showing you how to actually spend your time. Not having a car makes I can't go nowhere. It's like, okay, what else can I do? I don't have a phone. I can't just sit here mindlessly scroll on social media. I can't be hitting up girls. I like, literally, there's a girl right now I want to hit up. I don't have a car nor a phone. I'm not gonna do that. You get what I'm saying? I'm responsible in that facet. I'm not gonna go try hitting up nobody, courting no girls, trying to get off flirtations and stuff like that. I don't even have my bare necessities right now. You feel me? That's why it's like it's interesting, but I have to remember I'm 22, and not 22, 23. Right? Sorry. Like even a couple days ago, I remember being at my dad's house, and my papa had saw me because I was sitting in there locked in the corner of the room with my laptop for days on end, and he saw me and he was like, "Hey, Jalen." I took my headphones off. I was like, "What's up?" He was like, "You're gonna be very rich one day." And I kind of started laughing. I was like, I hope you get what I'm saying. Like, I hope. I really do. And he was like, because you spend your time wisely. And I kind of like was stunned for a second, right? And then I was like, I'm trying. And he was like, no, you're not trying. Stop saying that. You're developing. You're not trying. You're doing it. And I was like, oh, it really like brought me down, like grounded me. In other words, not brought me down, energetically. And that was right after me and my mom had got in an argument, or not even an argument, a disagreement, where I kind of like went silent because she sees what I'm doing. She sees, the content, all that type of stuff, but they don't understand the trajectory or maybe how much it can make, or maybe they don't believe that I'm gonna be the one to do it. I don't know. There's so many different like ideas going out. Like my parents support me. Don't get me wrong. That's the only reason why I'm not homeless. You get what I'm saying? Because I do have support systems. You get what I'm saying? If I can't make the money, okay, somebody's gonna help. You get what I'm saying? Because they know I'm trying. Like I'm not just. Even my grandma, she was like, "You're not like a lot of these other dudes standing on the corner with their homeboy, smoking the blunt, pants sagging, and just wasting time. Like you actually out here trying to do it. You feel me? You act not in trying. You actually out here doing it. You feel me? But to like tie that back into like the thing with my mom, she was like, man, just use this degree. You feel me? Like she's trying to get me to go down another route. You get what I'm saying? Which is valid, right? Because then you're talking about stability, you feel me? Especially when you're talking about a content creator. Yes, using the degree sounds like the smart thing to do, especially with all these student loans and stuff like that. But going straight into college right after I graduated, it didn't feel right. It felt like I was selling my soul even more because I didn't want to go. in the first place, right? So then I was like, okay, I wasted 4 years of my life. Like, not even wasted, but I invested energy for 4 years of my life into one area and not YouTube, not content creation. You get what I'm saying? I was doing school and then my business, taking pictures and content of other people. You get what I'm saying? Like, I was known as the photographer, you know? So I didn't really have a lot of time for me. So to get in a predicament afterwards where it's like, hey, well, now I feel like this is my time to go ahead first and, you know, have to switch gears in a way where it makes me feel very unstable. It's like, okay. But it's kind of crazy because even though I felt unstable over the years, I've always saw the numbers on the invoices go up every year. So I know I was doing something right, you know, and maybe it's going to come back in the future. But as of now, I'm just like taking a really big risk on myself, and God seems to be isolating me, but in a interesting way because he took the things that I thought I cared about momentarily, right? We already kind of know we're going to get them back. This phone, you know what I'm saying? This car, like, we can get these things back. But just showing me, like, you can do more with less. You don't need as much. You can almost go back to ground zero. Like, man, earlier today, hopped on the bus, came back home, back at my mama's place, you feel me? To yank out content, yank out videos, and just do my thing, you know, in a quiet space that I know I'm comfortable with. I can control the lighting, you get what I'm saying? Like, I know this room, so yeah. It's been a journey. It's been a journey, you know, of just, like I said in another video, feeling like a complete irresponsible child who doesn't know how to take care of himself, you know, 23 years old, to having it figured out, you know, that balance in between the two. But yeah, I mean, that's just been where I'm at recently. It's not easy. What I'm going to do moving forward, right? Because I feel like that's how I should somewhat end these videos too, with like a solution. I don't like leaving you guys hanging, you know, even though this is like my space to be vulnerable and just get my thoughts off. Because, you know, I do have pieces of content where, you know, I'm just gaming up and kind of in like an authoritative, you know, energy. Like I said before, I'm still a 23-year-old with a 23-year-old mind. And I go through things too. And my emotions get involved. They do. And it takes me having to like step back and really realize where I'm standing and the opportunities that I have, right? Yeah, because I'm surrounded by opportunities and blessings. I don't want to get deep into that. You know, y'all can do y'all research yourselves, but I shouldn't be panicking as much as I am, but I am for some reason. But I understand that I'm on the right path as much as I can be. You know, like when I look back at these times, like I don't think I'm going to regret my time spent locking myself in rooms, making batch recording 30 videos, editing 30 videos, scheduling 30 videos all by myself, doing podcasts, taking pictures. Really, like, I don't think I'm going to look back at that time, this time, and be like, you were an idiot. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm going to look back on this and be like, you should have listened. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this right here in particular feels like one of those things where it's like, if I put the time in, something gotta work, right? You get me? Like, yeah, I'm trying to live with no regrets, and living with no regrets is difficult. Living with no regrets is going to take so much inner strength and spiritual help, spiritual guidance, man, because I've noticed too, this is like, and I might end this off here since I said, you know, I'm going to talk about moving forward. God always saves my A word right when I need it, right? Like when I'm anxious about how things is going to play out and how things are going to work, it just it slows up the process, slows up my creativity and everything else. Like I just need to be free because man, God has saved me every single time financially. Like I mean, like I'll be going through dry months in the business. You feel me? And right when I'm like, I'm about to lose my like, oh, it's about to, like, yep, we're about to take a hit. We're about to take an ego hit right here. We're about to get humbled. God's like, no, my son, I got you. Just relax. So, yeah, I love y'all. We just gonna stay calm, keep it pushing, focus on what we do have, focus on what's available to us, and keep it pushing. God surprises us in crazy, beautiful ways. So, that's just what we gonna lean on. With that being said, I love y'all, I love y'all, I love y'all. I have my books down in the description. I feel like it's always valid to shout those out at the ending of my videos too, because I wrote them for a reason. I would kind of like if y'all read them, it would help, especially my generation. So yeah, with that being said, I love y'all, I love y'all, I love y'all, and I'm gonna see you on the next video. Peace.